This morning, we're keeping you and your family safe. The holidays can be especially hard on anyone dealing with mental health challenges.
It's not just seasonal depression, but Alzheimer's and dementia too. GMAT's Emma Kay is here now with ways to help if you know someone struggling with the holidays. Emma?
The end of the year is supposed to be a time of celebration, but that doesn't mean it will come stress-free. Many of us have heard about seasonal affective disorder. It's commonly known as seasonal depression, and it happens about 5% of Americans. It can bring with it a constant lack of energy, oversleeping or overeating, or loneliness. And it's often not easy to ask for help. The holidays can also be overwhelming for families navigating Alzheimer's or dementia. If you want to help your relatives, pay attention to things like loud noises, large gatherings, and bright decorations. These can be overwhelming, so you might need to adjust your holiday expectations.
I would definitely suggest, making for sure that maybe things aren't over the top decorated. Maybe the music isn't as loud as everyone maybe would like it to be, but really creating that safe, warm environment for the person that's living with Alzheimer's or dementia.
Someone living with cognitive decline may feel a special sense of loss during the holidays because of life changes. So again, if you know someone who's struggling, try slowing things down, simplifying activities, and creating a calm and relaxing space. Also, stick to familiar routines. Try lowering the volume and keeping the guest list to a smaller crowd. Lane, Deanna, back to you.
All right, something important to be thinking about right now. Emma, thanks. If you or someone you know is struggling, help is available. You can call or text, even chat the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. That number's on the screen, 988. Again, 988. That's simple.